I was about 4 years old, I wanted to know everything. I remember this one night when I was lying in the bedroom that I shared with my brother. My mum had decorated it on each of our sides with these big paint splodges, so it looked like someone had threw a can of pink paint on my side of the room and a can of blue paint on his side of the room. I had a small wooden bed near the window under one of his bookshelves, and there was this beautiful silvery blue globe of the world on it. It was directly in my line of sight when I was trying to get to sleep, so every night I would stare at this globe and just try and figure out how something like that can just pop into existence. So on that one night, my little brain just couldn't handle all these existential questions and I started to cry. My mum ran in to comfort me and she's told me that I asked her in between sobs, what are we doing here? What are we made of? Why doesn't it make sense? She didn't know the answers, of course, so I decided to try and find out the answers for myself. I borrowed books upon books from the library on DNA, stars, dinosaurs, planets, meteors. It was like this whole new world was being opened up for me. As I got older, I started to get more infatuated with finding out the answer to every question I could. I wanted to know why the sky was blue, what clouds are made of, how the universe was made. I was addicted. One year, my brother got this popular science book for Christmas. So when he was out with his friends, I made my way to the blue side of the room and I started to read. There was this part in the book that said that if you were to pick yourself apart with tweezers, one atom at a time, you'd just be left with a mound of atomic dust. None of it would have been alive, but it was all still you. Isn't that crazy? That we can just be reduced to a pile of dust. If I could pick people apart like that and study them atom by atom, I always wondered if things would make more sense to me. Like there'd be some hidden meaning in our matter that would explain why people do the things they do. I don't know why I've always questioned things like that. Guess a lot of things didn't make sense to me when I was younger. I wanted to know everything I could and trust that they were just facts. Just simple, hard facts. I was just searching for answers, but I don't really know what question I wanted the answer to. I guess, at least I do know that a long human life adds up to around 650,000 hours. Or that in the first 3 minutes after the Big Bang, 98% of all the matter there is or ever will be has been reduced. Or that the visible universe measures approximately 1,000,000,000,000,000,000 miles across. I mean, I just find comfort in those facts. They're unchanging and proven. You know, no matter how confusing and chaotic the world can be, at least I know something. At least I know we're all just made of dust. That's all we are. Just dust. You know, the word cosmology comes from the Greek cosmos, which means a world as an ordered system or whole, so order. And the opposite of cosmos is chaos, and well, we all know what that means. So not everything is in order. You know, there's dark matter floating around and all the people at Oxford or whatever don't even have half a clue what they're talking about. Black holes, for instance, absolute chaos, the definition. And there's something called a singularity where basically everything falls to pieces. Measurable quantities become infinite, mathematics just falls to bits. The world is in absolute pandemonium. The Big Bang is an example of a singularity. We're all literally born out of chaos. It's the way things are. It's unreal. This whole thing, it's nothing like ever before, and there will never be anything like it. So why are we so set on making it into order? I'm not saying we should never find the answers, but where does it end? Assigning these patterns and numbers and figures is alright, but what about those questions that can't be answered by figures or facts? There's no end to it. How can I live everything and also know everything? I thought that this search for knowledge would bring happiness. That's what they say, right? An unexamined life is not worth living. God, wouldn't it be easier that way? Just being blatantly, stupidly happy with all that you know and can't ever comprehend. I do know happiness. I do know love. I know that one day I'll be dust, but right now I'm alive and I need to start acting like it.